Welcome back to Everything Sparkle. I'd like to say thank you to Ron at Next Level Printing. He's the one that does all of our beautiful artwork. And also my cousin Aubrey Danielle, who's the song Beautiful Every Time. Oh my gosh. Hello.
Well, hello.
So you are taking the place of Ray.
I don't know if that can be done. That's a mold that you can't duplicate.
Is he really sick or is he playing hooky and doing something
No.
fun?
He's pretty froggy this morning when I was... he goes, "Can you do me a favor? Can you go fill in on an interview?" I'm feeling terrible. I said, "Okay, I'll do it."
Oh my! So how long have you been producing this show?
So we started this show.
Well, tell everybody about the show. And
So
everything.
the show is called Beyond the Harvest, and because we are located here in the San Joaquin Valley, and agriculture is really the backbone of this valley, and I've been born and raised in this industry, fourth generation grower, packer, shipper. It's always amazing to me is how little people really know about this industry and the people involved. So it was an opportunity to say, let's produce a show that is documentary style, that literally creates the human touch of what it is to produce food that we feed the world, and that the world can know where it comes from. So Ray has a wonderful show called Dine Out Along the Road, and being a foodie and being actually in the gourmet industry too, I saw the way he was doing that in the template. I go, this could be a lot of fun. Let's create something for agriculture based on that type of template. So that's how it all started about a year ago.
Oh my gosh! So, what kind of farmers did you come from? What kind of background?
So, I guess the easiest thing is my grandfather, known in this town, Paul. The theater is named after him. My family was founded here in 1904, is when they came from the old country.
Yes, we're from the same country. Guys.
Yes, yeah. If we keep going, we may be related. I don't know.
Most likely.
So when they settled here from Armenia in 1904, they started farming, and what it evolved to is that it was mostly tree fruit, grapes. Those were the items that we focused on. I grew up in it, so as a young guy, pretty much saw everything, was with Dad, with Grandpa, learned everything from end to end. So it's just, when they say it's in your blood, it's in your blood. So.
Yes, it's in mine. Both sides of my family, the Soojians and the Tarosians, were in agriculture, and I actually wrote for Western Ag Publishing. Do you remember Grape Grower, Tree Fruit Grower, all that?
Well, yes, I do quite well.
I wrote for them
because we were members under Pipco Fruit Company. That was our
okay.
company. So yeah, I know that quite well, and that publication, and no, it's a rich history of agriculture here. I mean, you go back, of course, to heritage. What's amazing about agriculture in this valley is that you can take every heritage. Armenian, Italian, Greek, Portuguese, Japanese. Everyone has a rich tradition of agriculture, and what we molded this valley to be, the food capital of the world. We feed the world. Well, the world actually came here, and that's what created this amazing industry that we have. So when you really think about it, it's the ultimate multicultural destination, and even to more modern times, when you look at the Hispanic family, you look at the Asian family, the Southeast Asian families, you look at the Sikh families, the Indian families, it just doesn't stop because it's been rolling into generation to generation. That's a really intriguing and deep story to tell. And that's kind of why we're doing this, because there's a lot of great stories to be told.
Are you getting audiences that aren't really into agriculture that are learning a lot? Do you have people that are like, I'm watching it, I wasn't really into it, but now I've just learned so much about...
I think that's what's exciting is people really don't understand where their food comes from, and then when you stop and take a look at it and you connect the dots all the way from the field and really the human labor relation side of the field, because that's a story that people don't understand. They think we're through media, through its own vein, has casted the industry in a certain way, which is quite the opposite, because you see just really the compassion, the love, and the caring and the giving that most of these family farms evolve around. It's nice to be able to showcase that. And what I've done now and what we realize, Ray and I, is that this story is very much consistent through all the episodes that we do. It's just never been uncovered. how it's been portrayed, and how these farm workers and these families come, and how they feel truly loved by the operation, and they feel part of it. And to me, that was very rewarding to be able to have the opportunity to showcase that. It's really about the higher good. Ray and I always felt that this is all about the higher good and what we do. And when you work the earth and you work the soil and you understand really what it's all about and the gift that we have in order to do this here, we need to be able to tell that higher good. So the consumer, when they be able to work it backwards and connect the dots, they are amazed to understand, well, this is what it takes to get it from the field to the fork. This is truly a field to fork show in a way that it documents it in a most accurate way.
That's amazing. Though so much goes into it. And do you guys talk about the difference between like organic farming, drip irrigation, and all that? How involved do you guys go into it?
The detail of farming is not not exposed too much. What we're doing is really trying to tell the stories of the family. Now, we do have quite a bit of organic farming into this. I happen to work for Homegrown Organic Farms. I'm the director. We are a 100% organic farming operation, and we are families representing families. That's really the backbone of what Homegrown is. And I've been with Homegrown for 9 years. And I would say outside of our own family operation, it's probably the closest thing that I have realized is of a quality company who really understands what their mission is. And really it is about the higher good and how they serve growers and how they serve the people who work within the company. It's really all about servancy. It's kind of nice. So with Homegrown being the foundation and the access to the families who are part of the Homegrown Organic Farms family of growers, I have a direct access and opportunity to connect the dots and tell those stories because I'm working with them on a daily basis. So that really, I think, was the other side of the coin, is that when you witness that as a director and you're working and connecting all the dots and orchestrating from the field to the packing to the sales to the customer, you're seeing everything happen. And the idea is that this needs to be a told story because it's unique.
And there's so many layers to it. I mean, how deep do you go into politics too, and just how people lose their farms and just all the stuff that has gone on like that?
So the politics is one thing we stayed out of because we really want to showcase what the higher good is. We understand historically there has been a lot of pain and suffering of families losing their farms for financial reasons, for economic reasons, for political reasons. And that's unfortunately just the nature of business and agriculture. Remember, you represent less than 1% of the population, so you're literally not a political force where you're going to get protected or people are going to really stand behind you and care. What you have is your family. What you have is the foundation that you have working around you, and the labor that you work with is part of your family. So there's your shield, and you have to work in unison as one, really, to produce a product and a quality and a economic environment where it's in everyone's best interest to do a good job for survival. And there's a lot of layers on that goes deeper to what we do at Homegrown and how we help growers be profitable so they can basically have succession. You know, we talk about sustainability and organic.
Right.
That's a big part of that. But the other side that we're undercovering, and you would understand this, is that we have a real succession problem because most of the people have left agriculture. So these family farms who've been operating for 3-4 generations, who are they going to leave this farm to? There's no one there that's going to pick up the torch and carry the farm. Episode number 2 or 3, I can't remember.
And we can see the reruns on.
They are on the website, so I think it's on the screen below. So it's bth-tv.com.
Okay.
When you go to the website, all the shows are there.
Great.
The Socomonian family, Natalie Socomonian and her family, great story because here's a young lady who's in her 30s. She's third generation, and she picked up the torch, and she is running a 500 plus table grape operation just south of Fresno, and she is walking the walk. And that's exciting because Joe, had all daughters, and they have a label called Three Sisters. It's really adorable. It's a great story.
I love that. I'm gonna go watch it.
You got to watch that one, because I think that the storyline on that one is wonderful. And here's Natalie, who didn't really care for Fresno State. She was going to school, and she goes, "Dad, I want to work on the farm. I want to work alongside of you." So that is a story of a secession, of someone picking up the torch and carrying the family farm. So that's a great story. We have another one that we did with the Kazuki family, which I'm partial because I grew up in Sanger. Your previous guest had Sanger affiliates tied to it. With
my parents grew up in Sanger too.
Yeah, so there was a lot of Japanese American family farmers in the Sanger area, and what was interesting about it is that they're very private people, they're very proud people, and no one really understands what they went through during the times of endearment, and how they could lose their farms. And we talk about losing the farms. Their story is phenomenal, how they survived, and their father, and what he did for a lot of Japanese American families to keep their farms during that very troubled time in our country's history. So these are the type of stories that we'd like to really kind of unveil. It's really the human interest side of what goes on in our industry, in our backyard. So it's fun.
And it's a passion, because it can be dangerous and long hours and...
Pay your dues.
Yeah. My father actually passed away in a farming accident. So this is a topic that I'm really interested in, and I know the struggles.
It's you've been born and raised in farming. You worked the ranch. I would say the most entrepreneurs came out of farming, because you just couldn't go and buy it. You had to go fix it.
Yeah.
You had to figure it out.
Yes.
And that's so much the farming backbone. And heck, I remember during high school you took ag mechanics, and we built ladder trailers. We built everything possible for the use of the ranch. My dad just said, "Go build something that we need on the ranch." Okay, I'll figure it out. And that's how we grew up. And there's a lot of people in this valley who grew up that way. And those are great stories. We want to be able to basically uncover as much of those as we can.
That's amazing. So when are the new episodes?
So we're going to be filming now for season 2, which will start airing in October. They're going to be really, really exciting. Some of the storylines that we have for season 2 are dynamic because we really work it backwards from the consumer all the way to the producer. Whereas this first season, we went from the producer to the consumer. So we're going to go the other way around with it and have some fun with it. And some of the stuff I can't say too much because it's in development, but I think at the end of the day, you're going to be able to see more of the connectivity and more of the stories and the impacts that this valley has and what this show is going to be able to showcase to the consumers. And right now, we're in California. I think we're in 7 or 8 markets in California. Sinclair Broadcasting, who is behind the project, wants to take this into the Midwest a little bit and expand, spread our wings a little bit. So we're excited about that too.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Well, I'm going to be a fan, and I'm going to be glued to watching this. So you made me a fan. I hope some people out there are going to become fans as well, because it's really fascinating where our food. It's kind of the most important thing when you think about it. And
it's, where we are here in this valley, we feed the world. We have a lot of influence on the world. And I think there's a lot that we fail to recognize that we need to be proud of and understand that this backyard that we live in is an amazing backyard, and there aren't many places like this in the world. So we need to look at it in a different way. And those people who work it at all levels, it doesn't matter if they're packing the fruit, they're picking the fruit, they're managing the technology behind it. Everybody plays an important role, and it is an important part of our economy here. And I think we need to celebrate that.
Thank you so much for being on my show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. And like I said, I'm not Ray, because he is the host, and he does a great job.
No, you're my cousin, uncle, brother.
We're related somewhere. We're gonna when we're done, we'll figure that part out. So thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.